Let's try to remember where we were. I think I solved all this. Let's see. So we can't pass through red and we can't pass through blue. So that is fixed. So what we needed, branch around master. Yeah, okay. So we were gonna ideally work out the algorithm for computing our firing radius and start porting stuff from the A-Star side project so we could work out the cursor arrow thing. That's where we were. Okay. I thought a bit more about the firing radius stuff. I still don't have a solution in my head, but I have an idea about how to at least approach the problem. So let's explore that. The first thing I want to do is just create a method that implements search for the firing radius, and I think I also want to move. I want to rename search, I think. Let's rename this guy to search move. Make sure that refactored correctly. I think it surely did. Yeah. And then I think what we want is a search fire function method, I guess. That search move can invoke. And again, I don't in my head have a solution worked out for how we juggle these, but I know we will have to juggle them, so let's just start figuring this out. We know we want to hit and check the cache. I think I called this the attack cache. Yeah, okay. This isn't a thing. Oops, that won't be a thing because there's no traversal cost. The cost is universally going to be 1. Yeah, it's all this I don't quite have in my head. Then we're going to do something very similar to this. But not with search move, but rather search fire. And not append to move, but append to attack. And we don't care. See, this is still a game design question that I don't have an answer to. Do we want units to be able to block enemy units to be able to block a firing radius, and I'm just gonna make the call and say no right now. And if we find game balance wise that the correct answer is yes, then it's a 2-line change. We'll put that in. So whatever. And now this is going to loop forever, so we need to work out this cost thing. I guess it's going to be something like somewhere in here we have to figure out whether we should search for fire radius. This thing doesn't even care about your movement radius, so we can take that out. This is about weapon range. I don't know if that's correct. Oh, this doesn't care about turn either? I'm gonna fully take this out. And if we need to put it back, we'll put it back. This takes X, Y, and range. That sounds correct. I think that's correct. We take an X and Y coordinate and a range parameter, and we check the cache to see if we visited the cell with this range total remaining, and if so we exit early. If not, we deduct from our range score. Add the encountered cells to the firing radius. And let's see, did I work that out already? Cells attack and move, it looks like I did. And if range is greater than 0, recursively search for more cells in the firing radius. I think that is correct. So then the question is, how do we connect these two? So let's see. We check the cache, see if we've been here. We look up the self-traversal cost. If we can't pay the traversal cost, we exit. Otherwise, we deduct the cost. And we iterate over each cell. Well, see, this is it where it starts to fall apart, actually. No, this is fine. If movement is greater than 0, search for cells in movement radius. If movement equals 0, search for cells in the firing radius. And we can't do this anymore. I think now this loops forever. Let's see. Oh, and we need to make this check. We need to push this check further down, I guess. If RNG 0, then return end. Is that going to loop forever? Let's see if it blows up. Table index is nil on line 71. A little surprising. Let's see if we made it here. We made it there, okay. So I guess RNG is nil. Search move calls search fire. Unit.stat.range. Am I initializing that? I'm initializing it to 0. I mean, this isn't the problem, but let's set all these values to 3 or something. So... So it's nil by here, is what that's saying. Radius update accepts unit and turn. Unit turn. Okay. Oh, and I guess these are being merged, or not being merged. Stat. If I just take this out. Okay, search fire. Yeah, okay, so the issue there was that we were defining our unit stats inline in our map definitions, and as such, the unit stat default was being overwritten. That all makes sense, but what we were overriding with did not define a attack or range, so sure. Let's see. This almost looked like it worked. I'm not drawing the radius, but I don't know if I've written that code yet. Let's debug how many cells we're finding in our attack radius. Attempt to get length of local range. Yeah, of course, it's stupid. What I wanted was not range. I want the count of cells.attack. Attack cells 8. Might be right. So let's see, now let's start drawing these things. Help us visualize what's going on here. Plus we just need to do that. Do I have a sprite yet for this? No, okay. This layout is all horrible. Oh wait, yeah, layout's horrible, but I don't care. Fix it later. So that's sprite 50. So for every cell in our attack cell collection, draw sprite 50. Why is that happening? Is that happening for any good reason? I don't think it is. Append to move, append to attack. That seems correct. Self.cells move. Somehow we are adding movement cells to our attack radius. right? Also, I don't understand why these are offset by 1. It looks like we actually are kind of close, though, because we can see that's where the radius... So I don't know why we're off by a pixel, but we can see that this is where... movement radius ends. And then we have 3. So that actually... Here, this is broken, but it's a good visualization. And we can fire over the water, which, again, we've made the game design decision that we want our units to effectively act as indirect fire units. And we can't move into our attack radius. So this is actually sort of close to working. I just don't understand why. It has to be up here. This is the problem, I think. Wait. Yeah, will that fix it? I might fix it. That caused a problem. The issue is right here. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely here. I kind of want to refactor this. Let's see. I kind of want to split this into 2 loops or something. I think I want to do this. I don't want these nested. Maybe. Movement is greater than 0, then do this. Range is greater than 0. Do this. That one may not be necessary. Let's see what that does. Did not solve the problem. Did that save? Very confused why these are all offset by 1, unless that's like a pickle-weight thing, but I don't know why it would be. That'd be a stupid thing if it didn't allow you to write a sprite over a sprite. That wouldn't make sense. It's presumably a bug of ours. stick this out. If movement is greater than 0. Does that all seem right? It's actually not right. Greater than or equal to 0. Yeah, that's correct. Because now that we aren't exiting early, we're doing this instead. There's probably a nicer way to factor this, but I don't care about that right now. So for each neighbor of the current cell, if the cell is passable, append it to the list of cells in the movement radius, and then recursively search for more neighbors. That, I think, all works now. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, and this should be else if so only when movement points are exhausted do we care about attack range. Oh, it's all wrong. So if the movement is greater than or equal to 0, search for movement tiles. Otherwise, if weapon range is greater than or equal to 0, search for the neighbors of cell XY and append to the attack radius cell XY and recursively search for cells. Where did I deduct the do this here? Range equals range minus 1, I think. Let's see what that does for us. Same thing, weird. That is surprising. So how are we getting attack cells? Oh, wait a minute. This is no longer correct. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. What's that do? Same thing. That's weird. We just don't draw these guys. What do we see? We're still misaligned by a pixel. And we still have movement. Maybe we don't. Maybe this is just the math. It is in fact correct that every movement cell is within the firing. Maybe this is actually logical, and I have this wrong in my head. I kind of hate all this refactoring. Just back out of all that. That's where it should be. Oh, wait a minute. I bet there's a stupid thing happening. Hang on. Yeah, oh god damn it. It's my window manager. So, okay, we missed a lot. The math is fine. Whenever I, for some reason, hit window key arrow direction to go to the other desktop, that keystroke passes through to pixel weight, and it shifted our pixel off. So, okay, so that actually works fine. There's no bug. So I'm going to click the mouse. Here. So now I need to draw 50. So that fixed our misalignment, but now we are seeing that, well here, this will fix the graphics. We draw the firing radius and then the movement radius. That now looks correct. But now the question is, is that desired behavior? Oh, 1 second. Back. UPS dropped off a package. So yeah, the question now is this desired behavior? It is logically correct that every cell that is within our movement radius is likewise within the firing radius. That is correct. But I think we're doing a bunch of unnecessary lookups. Like we're revisiting multiple cells, so there's a trade-off here because we are storing more cells in memory than we need, and we're doing more recursion than we need. At the same time, this is actually logically cleaner because if we didn't do this, we would need to manually concatenate the movement cells with the firing cells, so we're trading memory now for computation later. I don't know if I even care about this. This isn't behaving how I expected, but I don't know if I care. And then again, we graphically fix this, but we just draw the movement cells on top of the attack cells because the movement cells are a subset of the attack cells. I might just call this good. I don't know if I actually care. So we're seeing... Yeah, and that even looks right. We're seeing movement scale with terrain, but the firing radius does not because the firing radius is blind to terrain. That's correct. And movement is blocked by terrain. And firing is not. I actually think that's all correct. Yeah. Maybe we can clean this up if we care, but in terms of wasted memory, we're at 85 kilobits of 2000. So I think we're actually more concerned with the character limits we're going to bump into before we approach our RAM limit. So I don't think I care about this. So let's clean up that diff. Let me commit that pixel thing right now. Do I want to commit that? Yes, for now, let's do this. Do I want that? Yeah, sure. Okay, what did we do? We renamed search move. This we can simplify now. Deduct the cell traversal cost. And just do this. Be right back again. Let's see. Yeah, I think let's test that, but that should work fine. Yeah, that looks good. I don't think we actually even need this check. Let's make sure we didn't break it. Yeah, and then this check should be redundant because we're already exiting early when our range is 0. That comment is irrelevant here. I think that is more correct now. Looks correct still. What's that diff look like now? Annotate the trick here. Want to draw the attack cells before the movement cells because the latter are a subset of the former. So this now is in pretty good shape, and I don't think I want to change this. The only thing that bothers me is I still don't actually know how we even ended up here. I don't understand why. The way this worked in my head was that we would only be appending cells to the firing radius when we have finished computing the movement radius. And again, that we are not doing that just saves us computation later in exchange for some RAM now, so I don't even care, but I do kind of care why this doesn't work the way I thought it would. Maybe let's just stare at this for a minute and then move on, because ultimately I don't care. I actually prefer this, but I don't get it. So Radius update invokes search move. And we learned last time not to try to refactor this method signature just to accept a unit, because then we're going to be passing around shallow copies of tables and everything's going to blow up. So search move takes an X, Y, a movement range, and turn. What are we using turn for again? Oh, because we have to determine if the cell is passable, sure. So if we have visited this cell, if this cell is in our movement cache, add these movement points, then leave. Otherwise, deduct the movement cost. I wonder if this is working its way from the outside back into the inside or something. I don't know, because if movement is equal to 0, then search the firing radius. So I don't understand why this is seemingly being called when movement has a non-zero value. Because if this worked the way I expected it to work, this would only execute when when we have exhausted our movement points and we're on the fringe of the movement radius, the boundary of the movement radius. So what does search fire do? If a cell is in our attack range, or rather if we visited the cell, if we've cached the cell with the given attack range, exit. Otherwise, if we've exhausted our attack range, exit. Otherwise, deduct the range point. Yeah, I don't get that. Somehow this isn't working the way I expect. This is stupid, but I just want to see this. Print H. Let's confirm that that is in fact 0 and not something else. Movement is 0 because of course it is. So how though? So So this is doing what I expect. This is doing a depth first. It's doing depth first recursion. Wait, is it? No, it's doing breadth first. Why is it? Damn it. No. So at depth 3, it looks at 2-1, and 3-3 and 1-3 and 2-4, then a depth with range 2. Wait, no, breadth first is what I expected, because I'm recursing, but I'm recursing inside of a loop. I think. Wait, is that? Shit, I don't know what I expect. I think I would expect depth first, because this is iterating over cells, and that should call, we should be here at range 3, call at range 2, well, I don't know. This is extremely intellectually lazy, but I'm gonna call this a win and not look the gift horse in the mouth, because this is exhibiting the behavior we want. It's not what I expected, but it's fine. It's actually probably optimal. So I think I'm just gonna be lazy here, figure it out later, and see what else we can get done tonight. Let's see, a couple more time. So let's see, did we commit that? Take one last look at this diff. I might start that offline, because I'm curious what's happening there, but I don't want to just sit here on camera and stare at this for 2 hours or something. So we renamed search to search move because we created a search fire. I don't like that name. Let's rename search fire to search attack. Search ATK, because that's more, damn it. Because that's consistent with the naming we've used with the variables. Okay, good. So we've renamed search to search move, and we've created search attack, search ATK, and We no longer exit early if we can't pay the movement cost, because that's no longer correct. Instead, we invoke search attack when we're done moving. And in search attack, we check our cache, see if we've visited the cell before. We exit early if we have exhausted our weapon range. Otherwise, we subtract 1 from our weapon range and recursively invoke. We append the cell to our attack radius, and then we recursively invoke search attack. And then we draw the attack cells and then the movement cells, so we visually can see both. So that all looks great. Do I even have that branch? I do, okay. So let's rebase master on radius fire. Wait, yeah. Push that. So let's see, we can do a couple of things now. We could implement attack logic in the cursor, or we could start moving the A-star pathfinding stuff from that side project into here. I think we might as well just stub out the attack logic, because I don't think that'll take long. And if I encounter any trouble, I want to encounter it now, so I have time to think about it. So let's make it just such that if you attack an enemy unit, it just gets deleted. Because we're going to worry about hit points and all that stuff later, when we're caring more about actual game mechanics and less about just writing the engine to do this. Yeah, let's do that. So just update our, forgot to update our to-do document. So let's make a feature branch, we'll call it attack, I guess. And I'm pretty sure we need to implement this in our cursor. Pour the last of the coffee here. Okay, so yeah, the logic now changes, so handle the selection of enemy units is here. So what do we have? Button X is our action button. If unit and it's this logic. This needs to be... Wait, where are we? So if self.cell, if we have a friendly unit selected, because we can only select friendly units, if we have a friendly unit selected, and there's a unit, and unit.player is not equal to turn.player, now I need to refactor that turn.player thing. Then, and here let's just do assert false, boom, just to verify that that is the correct conditional. I think it is. We should select this guy, click on a friendly, nothing happens, nothing happens, try to move him, nothing happens. We click on this guy, we click on this guy. Oh no, yeah, okay. There's another check. We need to make sure that this guy is within our firing radius. So attack. If we have a unit selected and the cursor is over a unit and the unit is an enemy unit and the unit is within our firing range, our attack range. So if cell.cell and unit.player is not equal to turn.player and what's this contains thing I did? Radius contains and radius contains attack. And see, this is where I actually like the behavior we're seeing, because now I can do radius contains attack versus radius contains, you know, radius dot move concat radius dot attack. It'd be a mess, so I actually like this better. Radius contains not self.cell.x, but rather unit.cellx, unit.cell.x, unit.cell.y. Let's run make on, that's, what the hell? What did I do? I just want, oh, I think I did the wrong not equal. I'm still not used to Lua. I think it's tilde equal or something. Is that gonna wrap? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Let's start up some music again. Okay. So if there's a unit selected, a friendly unit selected, and there's a unit under the cursor, and the unit under the cursor, and the team that unit is on is not our turn, and that unit is within the attack radius, then assert boom. Wait, real quick, did I take out that, was that file radius? Did I take out the print H? Yeah, I did, okay, good. Okay, so we should click on this red guy. Make sure I saved everything. We should click on this red guy and see an assertion failure. Boom. So I can move a blue guy. I can not move a blue guy on top of a blue guy. I cannot move my blue guy into the water. I can click into a red tile that's empty and nothing happens. I can click on a red guy that's not in the firing radius and nothing happens. And I can click on a red guy that's in the firing radius and boom. So that's the right conditional to get to where we need to go. So now we need to invoke a method here that just blows up this unit. And I guess we want, presumably that should be a method on the unit. The other scaffolding we could write would be the, I guess just some check in the game loop, you know, that checks to see when one team's units are all destroyed, and then you win or lose. That's probably the next thing we should do after this. So let's see. I guess we should call this unit destroy. The only thing here, I remember we just ignored this problem at the time. I think we want each unit to have an ID or something so we know which element to remove from the table. I guess we could do something like, just say, I think we have a units file, plural, units, plural. We could do like units count. See, I kind of want like a class static. I don't really know how you do that in Lua. I don't think that's a thing, but I mean, there's a gross global variable way to do this, but I'm not in love with that. Oh, we can do count. Wait. Can we just... When we're in cursor, unit.at, what does this give us? We can actually just kind of slice out the ID right here. It's not an ID, but it's a position in the table, and that's all we care about. So let's call this index, and return unit and the index. Lua is weird and Go-like in that you can return multiple values from a function, and I personally love that. Yeah, that should be fine. So now we have the unit index. And let's make sure that didn't blow us up. And now we expect the assertion to trigger. Good. So, okay. So now we have our unit and an index, and this isn't like a persistent ID, it's just its current position in the units table, but that's fine. That's all we want. And then we can write a method now, which is just a thin wrapper around, I think it's del I, the pick away, which should delete by an index. Del I, table, and an ID, so it takes a table, takes an ID, removes the element, not an ID, an index, removes the element of that index, then contracts the table, so that'll be great. So we got, instead of our assertion, now we know our conditional is correct, so we drop that assertion and we do unit dot what? Unit die? Seems fine. Unit dot die. And let's, what are we doing? Needle, then haystack, it looks like. So let's see, IDX, units, where does that come from? What are we doing? Map. Map.current.units. Oh, that's right, because, yeah, enemy and player units are all in the same table now. So map.current.units. And then this doesn't exist, so we need to write it. We're going to do function unit die IDX units. And it should just be del I IDX units. Right? So now if everything works, this guy should just be deleted. Nothing is happening. I have this reversed. Oh, I can't. I need to improve my controls here. Okay, we blew him up though. That's cool. Okay. Whoops, wait, what? I don't have a way to... I need to make a way to cancel that radius. Also, there's a bug. When you cancel... When you end the... Here, let's fix that right now. When you end a turn... there. Wait, no. Menu turn end. That's going to be on a different screen. If you choose to end your turn, we need to clear the radius. Again, there's some ugly globals being passed around, but we can refactor that out later. That doesn't matter now. So let's see, we had 2 bugs, we should now have 1. I select this guy, I get a radius, I decide to end my turn. Oh, it happens. Oh, I see. I actually can press. It needs to be here. I think this was also a bug. Maybe. Let's comment that out. But this is definitely a bug. So I was wrong, I can unselect a unit, I just forgot to visually indicate as much. So I select a guy and I press Z and there's the radius going away. And I select a guy. Okay. Then, so that's correct. And then this is not, that's not necessary. Okay. So then there was just one. Yeah, that's all correct. And now I think there's still a bug, so now we crash this thing. So he's not in range, I can't do anything but wait. He's in range. Wait, that's still not actually being computed the right way. We're close, but we're not correct. We can see the firing range is not being respected. But something about how we're computing movement cells isn't quite right, because these are all aligned, so the firing radii should also be aligned. So we still do have a bug there. But anyway, I blow this guy up. Oh, I blow him up, and then, of course, I should end the turn. And clear the radius. And that was probably our bug. Obviously an attack should end a turn. I blow him up. Oh, and this is, yeah, okay. We don't care about this. This is happening now because the game's crashing because I'm selecting the next enemy unit to move, but we killed them all. So that's where we need to update our game loop and blah 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 blah. Let's confirm that. Diagnosis of the problem just by dropping in another unit. Sprite 64 at I don't know. Y is 9. We should have a column. So now what we should see from the AI is that the guy on top moves until we blow him up. And then the bottom guy moves. Yeah, okay, so that's that problem. That's not a surprise. That's not a surprise. Go check one thing, I'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, we don't care about that. That is a bug, but that's just an obvious game mechanic we gotta change. Yeah, so the only real bug we have pertains to the firing radius calculation, and I will probably address that on another night. Wait, actually, no, hang on. It might not even be that bad, so let's see. Because that all looks correct. These are in a line. No, it's wrong. Wait. Actually, maybe it's fine. This should reach here, though. Something isn't quite right, because this cell should be targetable. At least I think it should. I just want to see what this looks like on open ground. Let's cheat and go to the next map. Probably need to change. Yeah. Gotta do this. This is just that bug we hit earlier with, we weren't initializing our units with all the properties. So that should be a trivial fix. Next stage, click a guy. Okay, so it's another bug that the guy's enemies move out of bounds like that, but who cares? Fix that later. So let's see, on open ground, when unaffected by terrain, the radii look correct. So the bug either has to do with the presence of a terrain obstruction or the presence of an enemy. We have some terrain obstructions down here. And we can see the terrain obstructions don't do anything. Like our little oasis here is impassable. but that looks correct. So what I think is happening is that it obviously has something to do with the presence of an enemy, and it probably has something to do with the check to see if the cell is passable, which is sensitive to whether or not a cell is occupied by an enemy. So there's some bug somewhere in the neighborhood of that code. Pass here. That's my guess as to where that bug is. And it would make sense. Actually, we're probably looking right at the bug. This probably should not be... I think we just need to unnest that. That might have fixed it. Because we don't care if a cell is passable when we're computing the radius. When we're computing the attack radius. Yeah. Let's go back to map 1. So if we did this right, that's what we want to see. So these cells are in alignment, and these cells are in alignment. And can we blow that guy up? I'm gonna blow that guy up, then we crash because we're out of units. But yeah, okay. Alright, that wasn't so bad. So I have a few things going on in the stiff now. Enforce the movement cost constraint by limiting recursive depth, and this is attack cost constraint, and the bug is fixed. Yeah, okay. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So what all did we do? Yeah, let's take a look at this. Let's close everything, take a look at the diff. Run make. If you're wondering why I'm running make, it's just because make is running a linter and formatter, and this linter is complaining about unused variable del I, which is a Pico 8 global, and I think I just need to make Luacek aware of it. So that should go away. And unit 4769. We complaining about IDX, 4 IDX. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. False nil. '69 cell. Unit die. I don't technically need... Yeah, I guess that doesn't need to do that. I don't need this. And in cursor die, I'll invoke it like this. And now the linter should stop complaining. Good. And now we had a few changes there, so let's go through this commit carefully. Actually, I don't even care about that. No, we did Lua check. Fix. And radius. Yep. If you're wondering why I'm doing it like this, it's because I'm trying to keep the commit history very clean. So if we need to, at any point in the future, we're going to revert any of these changes in logical isolation, right? Like if I had committed this all in a big lump and some of the code was right, some of it was wrong, I'd have to revert the whole thing or whatever, and it'd be a pain. So I'm committing this kind of logical change by logical change instead of doing one big lumped commit. So fix radius, fix attack radius calculation error. Fix a bug whereby the attack radius would be wrongly influenced by the proximity of an enemy unit. And this is the unit destruction feature. Let's take a look at this closely. Clarify the comments a little bit. So what are we doing? We are now getting a unit's index in the unit table. That is correct. And we're blowing up a unit if the necessary conditions are satisfied. Oh, that's actually another bug we fixed. Let's commit that first. So that's in cursor. Git add -p source cursor. The p allows us to commit hunks, only single hunks from a file, so this is the hunk we want to split. We don't want to commit that. We do want to commit this. So now we just want to commit this hunk first from cursor. Fix cursor. Radius clear on turn end or something. On unit deselection. Clear radius on unit deselection. And we fix a bug whereby the it was all radius. Radii. How do you spell that? Is it, it's the plural of radii. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Whereby the whereby a unit's movement and attack radii would not clear when deselecting the unit, whereby a unit's movement and attack radii would not clear when deselecting the unit. And then lastly, we should just have the code responsible for stubbing out our attack mechanism. So we get a unit and its index in the map units table, and if the conditions are met, we blow that unit up. We modify unit at to return that index, and we implement method to blow it up. Yeah, looks great. And then the last thing to do that I always forget is to update our to-do here. So we've created a bug. Fix crash when all enemy units are defeated. Which really means implement, game loop checks to determine if you win or lose a map based on the absence or presence of units from well, let's see, that's gonna be a little bit we have another linear time function in there, but I guess it's fine. We have to iterate over every unit on the map. Yeah, because I'm now storing every unit in a single table rather than one table per unit, per player 1 and player 2. What we're going to have to do is with every update of the game loop, check to see if either player has no units, and if so, take the appropriate action depending on whether it's a one-player game or a two-player game, and if player 2 is a human... No. If it's a one-player game or a two-player game, and whether it's player 1 or player 2 that ran out of units. So it's going to be a little bit of a truth table thing. But, whatever. Fine. And that's the bug we're happy to see, because, it exists now because we've made progress. So let's rebase master on this. Push. sure everything is clean. Good. Just do one last reload, sanity check, kind of dork around with it, make sure it all looks like it's working right. So we can move a guy. Let's intercept the red guy when he turns around this time. I know the AI is dumb as hell, obviously, and we don't care right now. But yeah, okay, that'll looks good. So that's a good place to wrap up for tonight. It was actually really good progress. I'm pretty happy with all that. So I guess next time we stream, which is probably tomorrow, I will implement that game loop check to see if the match is over based on the unit table. And then the only remaining kind of hard work is to move over the A-star pathfinding stuff that our enemy units are going to need and that our cursor is going to need. We'll do the cursor first. And then after that, we're going to have something that looks suspiciously like a video game. I guess then we need to implement the... Yeah, we also need to implement, like, the real attack mechanic. Because right now, it's just like, you just delete the guy, and that's not correct. So, let's write that down. We need to do that. I don't know if I'll do that before or after A-star pathfinding. And then, again, because of the unique mechanics I want to explore in this game, the attack mechanics actually will be fairly elaborate. Because I want attacks to be directed at a unit's stat, I think, rather than the unit as a whole. So yeah, next time though, fix the game loop crash, implement a victory and defeat screen, or at least pathing to the screens that we already have, and A-star pathfinding and real attack mechanics in some order. Yeah. But anyway, I guess I'll call it there for the night. Thanks for hanging out. Hope to see you all again. Have a good night.